It's a blessing, it's a curse, it's a hunger, it's a thirst. It shouldn't, but it works, and I don't understand it. It doesn't matter anyway. Let's just take it day by day. All we can do is pray. Love, don't leave us empty-handed. All I know is that
Confusing and Beautiful was written with my friends Travis Meadows and Tammy Hennish. It's about, you know, long distance relationships, how they can be really confusing, but you know, just love connects you no matter how far away you are from somebody.
confusing and beautiful.
So this album really picks off from where Sunshine and Laugh It Off left off on the last album. I think I've really grown as a songwriter as well, and really found who I am as an artist. And the first album is always about discovering who you are, and so you try a lot of different things. And my first album was a very broad album. This album is really sort of refined that down to one person, one hat that I'm wearing. Just Go was written with Miley Mizajong and Andrew DeRoberts, some great songwriters here in Nashville. One of my favourite things to do is travelling, seeing new countries, even just driving around Australia and seeing new places and meeting new people is one of my favourite things. And I think this song is kind of about me and my partner taking more of a risk and, you know, travelling more. And you can really get stuck in your little lot in life and get really comfortable in one place. And so this kind of song was sort of directed to my boyfriend and saying, you know, look, let's just go, let's get away, try a new city, let's move to Sydney, let's move to Nashville, let's just go, just do something. I Want You was a song that I wrote inspired by my favourite movie, Forrest Gump. Hence why I have this tattoo, because I love Forrest Gump, and the feather is kind of symbolic for the whole thing. But anyway, it's a really fun song to play. It's got a great feel, kind of a up sort of reggae beat to it, and yeah, I love the mandolin in it. It really lifts the whole song, and it's fun to play live. I think this album is a really me album. Every song has got, I think you could just listen to this album and go, okay, I know who Chelsea Basham is. So Youngest We'll Ever Be, I wrote with my really great friends Jerry Flowers and Bobby Hembrick, and we actually wrote this song on my 24th birthday. And they came around and we were just talking about age, you know, growing up, and you know, how quickly the years fly the older that you get. And Jerry was saying, isn't it a really weird concept that right now is like the youngest that you'll ever be, and then now you're a little bit older, and now you're a little bit older.
This is the youngest we'll ever be. Say the words when the voice inside you speaks. This is the youngest we'll ever be. When we kiss, do you taste the bittersweet? This is the youngest, the dumbest, the scaredest, the freest. We're in this together.
The players on this album are insanely good. I love all the guys playing, but also their character in the studio. They come up with the best one-liner jokes, and so you're constantly laughing the whole 2 days that we were recording. Best Friend was the very last track that we wrote for the album, which was literally 2 days before going into the studio to record. I wrote this song with Alyssa Bonagura. This song came out so fast. Alyssa has amazing melody ideas, and as soon as, like, I just pretty much just spoke about every crazy thing that my best friend and I have done. And when I finished talking, she's like, "How about this?" And just put all of my stories into a song, like in probably half an hour. And I was like, yes, perfect, perfect. And so I'm really excited to play this song for my best friend Jess, because I think she's gonna love it. You know, when I'm like singing along with them, tracking my vocals with them, sometimes I just want to stop and just listen. Gold is about savouring the moment. I was in Nashville the week before recording, and I was at an Alyssa Bonagura gig, and she was playing all her amazing songs, but then she started playing this song Gold, and I was instantly just taken back by how beautiful it was. And so I grabbed my phone out and was recording it and just being like a super fangirl. I really love this song because it reminds me to just savour every moment, and so singing this song in the studio was kind of like one of those moments like, this is gold. And I know tomorrow when all of this recording is all over, I'm going to wish that I was living in that moment again. So it's a reminder song to just enjoy every minute. I play them these really crummy demos of me bashing away at my guitar, and they can just visualize where it's going to go, and I mean, with the assistance of my amazing producer Graham Thompson giving direction. But these musicians don't need a whole lot of direction. I think when you just let them do their thing and do what they're best at is when you get the really great stuff. Driftwood was written by a Perth songwriter called Helen Shanahan, and when I first heard her on the radio, I Shazammed her and I was like, oh my gosh, who is this? And I downloaded her album then and there and just fell in love with her songs, and this one was the one track on her album that just, you know how you just connect with a certain song, and this was the song for me. I felt like I was there living that song, and it's such a beautiful beachy vibe. It really captured the whole feeling of this album. So yeah, for her to let me record this song, I feel really honoured. Soulmate was one of the first songs I wrote for this album, and I wrote it with Alyssa Bonagura, who's an amazing songwriter here in Nashville. And I went over to her place and she was just asking what's up in my world right now, and I was like, you know, I'm really struggling to write songs because I'm so happy I've got this guy who I think is my soulmate, and I really have nothing to write about. Like, normally you write about a heartbreak, but she was like, well, let's write about your soulmate. So I was like, awesome, and it came so naturally. One of these days was actually written just after I'd had this total songwriting block for months, and I was at home in Perth, and my mother-in-law came over the night before, and we were doing tarot cards because she's into that kind of thing, and it's kind of fun. And one of the cards said, ask the goddess of inspiration for what you need creatively. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. That night before I went to bed, I was like, goddess of inspiration, if you're there, if you're listening, I really need a song. I really need to, you know, break the drought. And so the next morning, literally, I woke up and went straight to my guitar and sat on the couch in my undies and just blurted out this song in like 20 minutes. It was so quick, and when I finished it, Kingsley, my partner, woke up and he was like, that sounds good. But I think a lot of parents can relate to this song with their kids who just won't leave home. we all kind of linger, and I mean, I've left home so many times and then came back after a heartbreak, or traveling somewhere, and that kind of all went south, and so I moved back home again, and every time they take me back, I'm so thankful that they do. And yeah, I think a lot of parents can relate to us boomerang children. I had some amazing players. I mean, Greg Morrow, Mike Brigandello, Rob McNally, they're all amazing players, but when you combine them together and track these songs live, it's just like magic.
Everybody's trying to find something, everybody trying to get somewhere. But that today we got nothing. Gotta throw your hands in the air, 'cause no one knows what tomorrow's gonna bring.
So Why You Gotta Worry is a really fun track, and it's definitely going to be a single on this album. This song was inspired by this poster that my nan had in her bathroom, and every time I went to her place I would go and read this Why You Gotta Worry sign, and I was telling Alyssa Bonagura about it, who was my co-writer on this track, and she was like, well, let's write that, and so we were just jamming on that idea, and it just came out so positive. I love the message that comes across, and it's a really fun song.
Nothing's gonna bring me down. Why you gotta worry? I'm not gonna worry. Nothing's gonna bring me down.
Everything stopped. Everything stopped. Click stopped.